without any equivalent, definitely. The other interesting thing is obviously the fracking fluid. It goes down clean, it's all, as someone said, for the biogram water. It comes out, is definitely not clean. It carries with itself hydrocarbons, methane, radioactive materials, heavy metals, or even just salt, as Richard Borman keeps saying. Salt by itself, if it's discharged properly, is a pollutant. If it goes into fresh water, the fresh water is no longer fresh, it's salty water. That means that the ecology of the is going to be impacted negatively. Fishes, trouts definitely don't like salty water. It's not clear where the water will come from. It comes from rainfall, it's going to come from purposely built wells. That's the other option that I'm taking on consideration now. The interesting thing is that we said about 3 to 5 times fracking event for each well. So if we're talking about, let's say, 2,500 wells only, that's 12,000, between 7,500 and 12,500 events. Every event takes up to 10,000 cubic meters of water. So we are talking about a massive amount of water being removed from the water cycle in the area. Can that be sustained? Possibly, but as a huge amount of water, it's definitely going to have some impact on the current ecology and water availability in the area. Now, legislation. We're talking about regulations. I don't think regulation is a problem from environmental point of view. There's a huge amount of regulations there already. This environmental impact assessment is required for the project, possibly for every single part, and how the project is considered. Every part will have to be licensed by the EPA as an IPC license. IPC means Integrated Pollution and Prevention Control. It's basically what is given to the likes of what's the name from Abbott in Sligo and Moldova and other parts. The Water Framework Directive, which is a piece of legislation which is in place coming from Europe, says that you cannot pollute groundwater, you cannot. Every single water body in the country is being classified. There's a status there. That status cannot go down, it can only go up. But if you do it for overriding public interest, then you can pollute. Groundwater Directive says you cannot pollute groundwater, full stop. Okay, there's 7 lines there, but that's the point of it. There's more legislation that can apply to every single part. If you have any exhaust fracking fluid stored on the part, that is mining waste. So there's mining waste directive coming in. If you have any chemical or hazardous substance, CO2 directive comes in. There's a REACH directive, the biocidal directive, again applicable if you use chemicals. The environmental liability directive, which is applicable if you get pollution behind it. And finally, the Habitat Directive, which requires that every single project is assessed in terms of its potential negative or positive impact on a Natura 2000 site. Within the licensed area of Tamboran, there's 50 Natura 2000 sites. It's almost impossible to do anything with avoiding anyone. No. So that's another directive. So it's not a number of directives that are there. The concerns are others. Now, where does the pollution can come from? Pollution can come from maybe 3 lines. You can have an accident on the surface, like you have in any factory. We're talking about here, I think it was Tom that calculated about 5,000 return trips by 20-ton lorries for each well during construction and during the fracking, the actual fracking events. For every single well is a huge amount of movements, a huge amount of machinery, is a huge amount of activity going on. Statistically, you're going to have some problems. It's not a question just of using best practice, it's not a question about being careful. When you have that level of movements, you are going to have some spillages. Spillage on the surface can be possibly to be treated and dealt with appropriately, but again, they may be treated and dealt with. There's no cowboys, no is superior, constantly and false quality. So they're not doing a bad job at all. And okay, they all come from Southwestern Energy, which has a very bad reputation, but that's just where they learn. So they are good enough, they are actually the best superior top second line of pollution, escape of gas and of fracking fluid via faulty wells, which have not been properly constructed or not been properly decommissioned. And they don't seem to be talking about what to do with the well once the well is finished pollution. The well is to be filled in. You can't just leave it all there. First of all, I think it's not allowed under the Water Directive. Or second of all, it's not good practice to leave a well in place where it's not used anymore. Otherwise, simply from the point of view of fracking, that would become an easy way out for fracking fluid coming from another well maybe nearby. In the States, they calculated that up to 16% of the gas extractions well are likely to fail. 16% of 2,500 wells, if I'm not wrong, 400 wells likely to fail. I need this one, so okay. Creation of fractures. Fracking, by definition, is fracturing the bedrock. Every time you do a fracking event, you develop a new set of fractures, hydraulically induced fractures, which have a very bad habit of interacting with existing fractures. And when they interact with existing fracture, oh gosh, you go wherever you want. It's not like fracturing a piece of iron, it's fracturing bedrock. And when you fracture a piece of iron, you can actually model the fractures where you like them to go. And you can check them, you can control them, you can play all the nice things that engineers like to do. Sorry for an engineer on the side. When you do that in bedrock, you tend to go where you like. And you can follow them. Sure, you can go where they're gone. But once they're gone, they're gone. You don't say, oh, sorry, that's gone. You didn't want that. I close it out, put it on some super glue and move on. No, you can't do it. It's there. It's there, it's done. And you have to deal with it. And, oh yes, someone said, Mr. Moore said, if something was wrong, we close down the well and move on. And well, drilling the well, installing all the equipment to do fracking, it costs a few bucks, definitely more than €10. They're not going to close down the well easily enough. They're not going to give up the well simply because the fracture may have gone in a place where it's not supposed to be gone. You see later on, that's one shade just to show you that it's quite fractured by itself. It's not a very nice solid piece of rock. And that's the development of the well underground. Few cases of pollution. Pollution in the States and Canada and other places always dismissed by the industry. At the time the locals raised the issues. However, these are 4 cases, you probably know all of them, where pollution is quite beyond doubt associated to fracking. Is pollution by methane or by other products, like hydrocarbons or heavy metals and other stuff. And in some of the cases, like in Bainbridge, Ohio, pollution is actually being separated by the drilling company as being created by the fracking activities nearby. The targets of risk, as I said, by shallow limestone, provides water to North Sligo, south of the Gold. Dark limestone provides water to North Cavan, to Sligo, to Leitrim. By shallow limestone is in direct contact with the source of water for Fermanagh. There's about 50 protected areas in the license area which could be affected negatively by the process. I'm not going to elaborate on jobs and revenue, as already been done by Tom before me, just to make it very, very quick. The amount of jobs, the amount of revenue generated by this project are vastly outweighed by the revenue and amount of jobs created by tourism and by agriculture alone, without even taking into consideration activities like Abbott, which is heavily reliant on a clean, abundant source of absolutely clean water for their activities. If pollution happens in the water that Abbott uses, they're not going to stay in Abbott. They can't use dirty water for doing the chemical products. The pharmaceutical products, maybe. That's what 2 wells in Pennsylvania look like. So multiply that by 120, 400, 600, whatever parts they are talking about. And we see there are all these in Pennsylvania were around nice 3 areas which cover them. The forestry area in Leitrim is not there for good. The forestry is commercial, because trees will be fell at a certain point, so they won't be there to cover the whole thing. Okay, that's what the fracking well looks like some of the time. Conclusions. There's a significant risk of pollution to groundwater, to surface water, to soil. Some of the risks are manageable, possibly. You can maybe apply best practice, you can be careful, you can possibly reduce. And maybe so you can mitigate, but others are inherent to the project. As mentioned earlier on, the fact, fracking by itself means you're fracturing the bedding. So every single fracking event is incrementing the amount of fractures present in the London shale. You're doing that for 10,000 times. So obviously the rock that you're going to leave behind is completely different in terms of level of fracturing and therefore in terms of movement of water than the rock that was there before. This obviously is deep to have an impact of hydrogeology and surface water and ecology in the area where the process is going to go. So the project is more likely to cause further loss of revenue and employment than it's going to generate. The benefits which will be derived from the proposed project are dubious, which not completely outweigh the probable losses. Regulations are there, but definitely we cannot run the risk of applying easy touch and self-regulation. We have done that already with the banks. It went very well, didn't it? So I say that definitely strict monitoring is a must. Precautionary principles should be applied anyway until we know more about this. You will have noticed, all of you that are following this project since the last 6 months, how much change has been made officially by Tambora and Richard Norman on what they're going to do. They keep changing. And they keep changing because the industry is evolving and also because he has to catch up wherever he finds a problem that he cannot deal with. So really is a very, very new technology which is not very well understood and also is going to be applied in an environment here which is completely different from the one that is applied to in Canada or in the USA. The target rock is much more shallow, the geology is much more complicated, the groundwater issues are much more stringent, and therefore there really is a much higher risk that the project will deal with. Thanks very much.